Well, today we have the launch of Freeze the Day, and I don't know where you are, but right now here it's 90 degrees, so Freeze the Day sounds great. This is a whole collection, and we've got some wonderful projects to share, and this is one of them, so you can get a close-up to those absolutely charming little critters. Won't you please come play with us? Okay, before we get into the projects, let me show you what I have here. And there are 7 pieces in this, and I want to slide some of these over so you can get a good close look. So here's Freeze the Day 12 by 12 patterned cardstock. There are 12 sheets, they're double-sided, and let me show you what they look like. Here we go, so that's the first one. And if you are a scrapbooker or you do junk journals, you'll know, well actually a scrapbooker, you'll be putting your photographs here and any embellishments. If you're a card maker or junk journaler, right here is how you're going to do it. You're going to cut this into quarters and use each of them, and they are just wonderful elements. Now on the back, we have snowflakes in a kind of a medium blue. Now we have a green sheet, and we've got penguins, we've got little birds, we've got owls all in the trees, and on the back of it we have this pine bough, or pine look. Now here we have some playing in the snow, reindeer and bunnies, and there's a raccoon. And on the back, this is white snow, very pretty. Now here we have penguins and lots of skating animals, and some just having a cocoa. And on the back of this, we have a stitch. It looks like it's knitted. How fun is that? Now these are our large cutouts, and there are 2 borders, as you can see, and you'll see some of these used in the projects that I'm about to share with you. And on the back of this is more of a medium blue. So we've got a dark, a medium, and a white snowflake, because we want to have all of those. Now here are our cutouts, and as you can see, they all have the art to correspond, but most of them have greetings. Some of them do not, and that's by design, and you'll see how those can be used. And then we have another stitch, this time in shades of blue. So you're going to get 2 of each one, and because this is hot off the press, you are going to get ideas on the back. And I just thought I wanted to show you, because we love scrapbookers and we don't want to leave them out. Here is the page that is on the back of that package. Now, that's that first sheet, and just exactly as I said, photos in the middle, elements around the edge, and these are cutouts that are part of the 12 by 12 collection. We also have chipboard on these 2, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Absolutely, darling. Yes. Now, we also have the solid Freeze the Day, because it's just really helpful to have solid colors that are absolutely going to match. So let me show you what they are. We have the light blue, and on the back a very dark blue. And we have teal, and on the back a light. We have gray, and then a lighter gray. We have a rust, and on the back a tan, dark green, kind of a forest green, and then white, and then a black with brown on the back side. Now you're going to get 2 of each, so all very good for winter animals. Can you see? Okay, then we also have 6 by 6. Now I'm not going to show you those because they're exactly the same as the 12 by 12s, except in the 12 by 12 you get 52 cutouts. In the 6 by 6 you get double that, 104 cutouts. Wow, that's going to go a long way. And there is an idea on the back. Of course there is. Now we also have the die cuts. Now these are 31 pieces. You get 2 different sheets. They are all they're just going to pop right out. And just like the greetings in the 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 package, all of them have the art, but many of them, or a few of them, don't have any greetings. But most of them do have greetings. So again, we'll show you how you can use that. And there are ideas in the back of that package. Of course, there are 2 card ideas. Now we have the cutting dies, which are gorgeous. There are 17 here, and they are going to do all the animals, as you can see. And I just want to show you, we have developed this thin line cut And let me just show you how that's going to work. Let's see, we can get in really close. I'll pick up the largest guy. So there's that little bear. And you see those lines that you can see through and you can see white? That's because they're cut all the way through. What that means is there's far more detail. Easier if you want to place pieces together. That's going to give you a perfect way to align them. I like to put a strip of black behind those eyes. That way they look very different than the face. And for this little guy, you have a scarf that also has the thin lines that you can do out of one of the patterns and put on top. So we've got this little bird and has a little hat on top, and just want for you to be able to see those thin lines and what that means for the process. You're just going to get a better look. We have an owl, and you're going to see him later. In fact, you're going to see all of them later, I think. The skating penguin, and he has a scarf that is fluttering behind him. That's an extra piece. There's also a bit of snow drifting, so you can place that wherever it works for you. We have a mouse that's holding a package, and there's the package. And we also have this little squirrel who has a hat, and I think I missed the hat on one of them because it looks like I have an extra hat. So that's going on top, as you can see. And yes, I missed the hat on something. Okay, oh, there it is, on our little mouse. Okay, so just very detailed, and they're just going to give you a lot of ability to do things with it. In fact, let me show you. This is the package. Here is the project on the back. You can see how beautifully they work with the papers, the solid papers, and then adding some of the markers with it too. Then finally, we have the chipboard. And the chipboard has 23 pieces. A warm hello, we thought that was a nice balance with Freeze the Day. And then all of these quitters, so you're getting 6 of them. You've got snowflakes, you've got an arch of snowflakes, and also that darling greeting. So absolutely dear. Okay, now that's what we have in all of the pieces. Let's get started with the projects. We're going to get started with the first one that I showed you. Now this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. You can see the fold is at the top, and as you can also see, it was first covered with this knitted piece in blue, and simply put glue on all around the edge of your card front. Place this along the fold, and even with one edge, turn it over and trim it to fit. Yes, you are going to lose one of those sheets, but you get 2 of them, so it works just fine. Okay, now this piece is just really charming, and this is one of the large cutouts, and as a matter of fact, it's right there. So you're going to just trim that out, straight lines, easy to do, and matted this on silver. This is our metallic silver. Comes in a package of 3. I've got this slipped into a sheet protector just so that I can easily get my pieces out. So I'm going to mat it on that. Notice we just matted the long edges, and it's glued off center, so about 1/2 inch from the left side, and that works nicely. Now Freeze the Day is right there, and that is excuse me, where is that? I think that is just out of the cutouts. So we will have that, and I guess I'll show it to you later. Okay, right there. The dazzles are the silver border dazzles, and you've got that with all of that glitter and shine, but no mess because it doesn't go off. So there's a piece at the top, there's a piece at the bottom, and then there's this wider piece right here. And then Snowflake Kisses, that is one of the die cuts right there. Now let's see what the inside has. Okay, the inside took that sheet, that's the first one in the package, and just used this top little guy, trimmed it to be smaller than the card itself, put another silver piece down here, and left room for your greeting. However, something else was done up here. So this is the blue, and then bundle up and play. That is also one of the cutouts on this in the package, which I will show you in a minute. And this was matted on the silver also. So it's kind of fun to have that and it leaving room for your message down below. If you don't want that, just place this down here and it will be absolutely fine. Okay, that is our first card from Lene. Both Lene and Debbie worked on this project. Now, here is our second. This is also by Lene. Now, this is a gatefold card, but it's an interlocking one. And this comes from our package of interlocking frames. Now, you're going to get 3 cards. You're going to get 3 envelopes. And they come already folded and ready for you. In fact, let me show you. So, you will get 3 of these. And so, as you can see, so here's what the card itself looks like, just like that. Then you get a complete front, and that way you can do something with this, okay? Well, you can do something with all of them, but let me just show you what Lene did. So, she placed the paper that I just showed you with the pine cones. Isn't that pretty? And she used that to cover both of the gates on this. And then she took this piece and ran it through the die cutting machine, but using our wood texture embossing folder. And isn't that a great look? Now, to get the color, because at that point it's still white, she used the cocoa bean with an applicator to just put that right down onto the wood. So that way, this piece, in fact, I have this backwards, don't I, is finished. So you've got your pine here, and then you've got your wood right there. And then for this piece, she has used the papers, as you know, and then she also used the this is one of the cutouts, and for some reason, I don't know why I don't have that, because I always have that. In fact, let me show it to you here. Okie doke. So this little guy is this piece. How nice is that? And then she used one of the chipboard pieces and colored that to work. And the hello is from the die cuts. In fact, it's right there. And that is right down here. So that was put on, and then on the inside, okay, remember she used, okay, here we go. She used this for the back of her piece, and she cut this part off for the inside. How cute. And she has some brown dazzles. These are the border dazzles, obviously, and did them there. And then for the cutouts, these pieces, she has used this circle. Oh, here it is. So many pieces, so much fun. Okay, right here. So this is a great example of this piece doesn't have a greeting, but it's in the die cuts. So she's popped that out. And then she has put this greeting, which is sending warm hugs, just right on top of it, so it gives you some dimension. And then 2 panels of the pine on the side. And this just goes like that. Isn't that nice? Now, this piece that I couldn't find when I was looking is right here. So there he is. And then there is a chipboard piece. And you saw the chipboard earlier. So just absolutely darling. Okay. Got that? Remember the wood. That's a good piece to know. Okay, we're going to go to Debbie's cards. And this one is a kind of different because it's going to open like that. You see? And then it's going to open like this. Okay, so more going on. And look at the snow down there. As a matter of fact, that is a super thing. Okay, So let's start first with the card. Now the card is 6.5 by 5, and what she did is she took another piece of the solid cardstock, and this is 4 inches by 5 inches, and this is the dark blue that you're seeing. That doesn't help you to see it better. There you go. So 4 inches by 5 inches. She scored a 1/2 inch and then attached that score to the back of her card. Okay, so that's going to give her that flap that's going to go over. Now, what does she do with that flap? Well, first thing, she's going to take this little guy. Whoops, that is too big. Well, let's see what that's all about. I think that is probably right here. Yes, there you go. So this is one of the cutouts. Now, you see all of this kind of extra area? Well, you could do something with it, but in this case, she trimmed it off and just put it right here onto that flap. Just because that is one. Okay, this is fun. So we give you a mat. We've already matted these for you. In this case, Debbie decided she didn't want that brown mat, so she trimmed it off and then matted it on blue. Now, I think you could make a case for leaving it brown, but that's your choice, okay? So that finishes our flap. On the inside, we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's go to the card front. So this piece is going to be the front of the card, obviously, and it comes right here from this sheet. And see how it makes just a complete setting, just so easily. Now, she decided to add that little penguin, and that is out of the chipboard, and look how sweet that is. Easily colored. We know penguins are white and black. A warm hello is part of the chipboard, and the snowflakes. Remember I said there was this garland? Well, there it is. Now, for some reason I don't have it, but I do want to tell you about this. You see that texture snow? That is with a bottle of Light and Fluffy. It is a paste, and you just put it on. You can put it on with a brush. I've actually used a toothpick sometimes for small areas, but it just adds dimension, and I think it's really, really fun, and I'm very excited to find it this year. Okay, so this is the front of our card, well, the middle part of our card, I guess. And on the inside, okay, we have this part right here. And again, it's just ready for you. And true friends are forever. Okay, looks to me that that's out of our die cut sheet, or cutout sheet. And there it is. True friends are forever. And that's just attached right there. This is the border, and she's cut 2 small pieces and put V's in the middle. That is another of our cutout pieces from the 12 by 12 papers. So the way this is going to go down is like this and then over. Notice that she was careful in her positioning so that this and this completely cover this piece, so that this all reads kind of true. So very fun, absolutely charming. Okay, I have one more for you. This is also from our Debbie. Whoops, we'll get the camera. Come on, camera. Get ready. There you go. Sometimes you just go like that and it happens. Okay, this is our 5 by 6.5 inch card. There is our little bird, one of our many birds. And what Debbie used is that she covered her card front with the green. Let me get it in here. Okay, so there's the green. And remember, it has a white on the back of it, so the green. Then she cut this piece. This is one of the large cutouts. Cut that out and then matted it on that same green. You can see it has a very narrow mat. Now, she did not attach it at that point. Instead, she cut a piece of our glitter. So let me show you the package and then what we do with it. So this is the clear glitter adhesive. Glitter foil is what the company in Holland who makes this calls it, but this is what we call it. We think it's just a better description. And while you can separate this, and pull that glitter off and let it be acetate so it's see-through, like that. You can leave it in one piece with the white backing, and that's exactly what she's done here. So you've got all of this shimmer and shine. It's really different than a white glitter cardstock. It's because it has so many rainbow colors into the glitter. So it's just gorgeous. So she did that. All of these are part of the die cut. So let me just bring that in. So this piece, again, it's one of those that only has the art, but she put it here, foam taped it. Have a Magical Day was foam taped on top of it. So you can see that. Love You is right here. That's another of the die cuts. Now that's our card front. Oh, I see she's also got some of the chipboard snowflakes in there. I hadn't noticed that before. Now let me open this because there's going to be a nice opening. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Now, this is going to pop down, this is going to pop down, and look at that. How fun. Okay, well you can see that that is the other knitted background that we have. We have a blue one, and we also have the green, and there it is. And you can put it horizontally or you can put it vertically, whatever you like. But then the lady went back into our boxes upon boxes cutting die. This is really neat and goes together quite easily. There are 3 pieces, and you do just cut one of each out. Let me get these out for you. And you're going to have a score line that the cutting die will make, 2 score lines actually. You're going to put extra sticky tape on that, and you're going to do it on this piece, and you're going to do it on a 3rd one, which is in here. Okay. Now we are not, what Debbie did is she did 1 of each. I think that's true. You know, I think I just lied to you. I hate doing that. I hate lying to you. Okay, so you're going to cut 2 of each. Just follow the directions that are right here. It will tell you. And you'll put the extra sticky tape, and then you're going to fold these along the score lines, and you're going to attach the extra sticky tape to the inside of the 2nd piece, and then you'll do this. You're going to attach it to the inside of that. So that's going to make the first of our boxes. They are all done exactly the same way, but there are 3 sizes. So this tall one is going to be your base, and look what she's done. She's attached it inside her card. So she put the stitched paper in, and then attached this box, and it's attached to the back here and the back there, equal to the bottom of the card. And then the next one she has attached just to the card, just to the box. And then the last one just to the box, just like that. Now, all of these have our cutting die pieces. So we'll get in close to each one so you can see. So there's our bear. How sweet. There's our little mouse. There's our raccoon, I think. And our bird, and look at the owl, and I particularly like his little feet going over the box. This is, you have seen this before, that's one of the cutouts. Thankful for You, that is also one of the die cuts. You see more of the chipboard snowflakes all over, as a matter of fact, and It's a Snow Day. That was die cut out of the white snowflakes. And then the 2 other pieces. How darling is that? And this is going to pop up, that's going to pop up, and this card is just going to fold flat, and there you go. And it's going to fit into the envelopes just quite nicely. So look at that. We have so many things. Now the other thing that we have is we have added some new alcohol markers, and let me show you what they look like, because Debbie has used them on these also. They come in a box like this. There are 12, and I think they retail for $12, so what a deal. And they also come with a storage piece. Okay. There you go. I have this upside down. Okay. So what you're going to get is all of those in this compartment. And then if you buy additional, I think there are 6 of them, they will connect to each other. So you can see the holes where they'll pop in. And because you should store these horizontally. Now all of them, now this has an item number. So this is the item that you purchase. So what we're doing in our directions is we're giving you this, but then we're also giving you which of these were used, and they all have a name and a number. So this is 155 plum, but it is part of this package. This happens to be the Sunset package. So the other thing that's nice is, as you would expect, they are double-ended. So this one has, oh, great, Paulette, you pulled a brown one, huh? There you go. So you can see that bullet at this end, and this is a little bit wider. And there is also, on the other end, another one. So there's a fine and a little broader, but they're both bullet tips, which is so much better than having that one that's angled, because you kind of don't ever use it. So both ends are very usable. Both ends have the name and the number, and will fit right here. So we're pretty excited because I have waited a long time, hoping the tri-blend markers would come back, but it seems like they're not going to. It's certainly not this year. So wanted to have something for you, and I love the price point. Absolutely love it for you and for us, because I think it's a great deal. So this is Deco Time is the brand, and they are from the same people that make Studio Light products that we all love. So just wanted to give you that little bit of information, and you'll be seeing it on the listing of the directions. Even if there aren't directions, the designers will put which package and then specifically which pens they use, so you've got all the information. That's what we're doing. That's a new thing. But right now, to get back to the purpose of this webisode, Freeze the Day is the name. I hope you are as enchanted by these projects and these products as I am, because I think they are just so absolutely dear and fun to see. And just want to mention a couple things that next month, this will be sent to you if you get our emails, and these are cutouts, and they do match the art that's in here. It's just a free thing that we give to you every single month, so we invite you to use that. If you happen to be a VIP, now that just means that you've signed up at checkout for the computer to total your purchases. When they reach $500 over 12 months, you will be a VIP, absolutely officially. You don't have to do anything except spend money, I guess. And when you are a VIP, you'll be sent this in an email. It will have a code, and then you use that code with your next order, and you will get 2 each of the 6x6 size of the Freeze the Day. You get those for free. Such a deal. Now, we also have a subscription. Of course we do. Now, if you love the products that we create, and we do one every month, and we do all of the pieces that you've seen here. Now, if you would love all of them, maybe not the cutting die. I don't know why, but you may not want it. Well, we have a subscription for you. It's called I Want It All. And you will get 20% off, my friend, 20% off. And you will get all of the products before the webisode. So that's nice. So you can sign up for that on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, if you say, Paulette, of course I want the cutting dies, don't be foolish. Well, then we will add that. We call it I Really Want It All. You're still going to get 20%, and you will still get it before the webisode. Now, because these products have ideas on them, the moment these arrive, you have some inspiration for you, and then you've got all the goodies to make them. So this too is over on the right-hand side of your screen, along with the money saver on all of this. We do that for everybody. That is a lower discount than what you would get if you get the subscription, your choice. So Freeze the Day is what we have, and I think we can all just you know, appreciate freezing the day and loving these absolutely charming critters. I want to thank Lene and Debbie for just making wonderful projects and for filling my whole table with them. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, we'd love it if you would subscribe to YouTube. But most importantly, head over to paperwishes.com. That's the only place that Freeze the Day is available. Absolutely the only place on the planet. So head on over and take advantage of these savings, okay? And we hope that you will also maybe find one of those subscriptions that will just fit your fancy. Okay, again, thank you, Debbie and Lene. Love you guys. And we love you. So appreciate that you are absolutely the best part of paperwishes.com. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.